Well, hello. Should we have some big chunky beads and things? Well, yes, why not? I've brought a couple of bags in, just in case, because they might all be chonkers and there might only be 10 in each bag, in which case this video will be very short. So yes, just in case. I am looking for nice colourful stuff at the moment to go into the charity Whatnot show that we'll be doing for the Stroke Association in a few weeks' time, so look out for that on Whatnot. But yes, I want some nice big bold colourful bits to put in it. Fun big plastic gemstones, vintage bits and things like that. I mean, that's got potential, hasn't it? It's got lots of pretty glass beads. We'll have that as a consideration. Oh, is that a mushroom? Kind of like a little toadstool hat. Oh, how cute is that? Oh, that's sweet. Now I've got an autumnal show coming up soon as well, so I might put that in that. That's really cute. Or in the dark. No, I'll put it in the autumn show. That's fun. We've got a Marks and Sparks one. That'll go in 2 kg. And that looks like another one. Yep. And then there's a little vintage one attached to it. Oh, cute little vintage marker seat one. That's quite sweet, isn't it? That might be one I sell separately. That's quite cute. I like that. What was that little turquoise enamel, is it? That's quite nice. I like the festooning of that. That's kind of pretty. But that'll go in a boho lot. And then we've got a bit of mother of pearl. That'll go in 2 kg. And then this little sparkly one in 2 kg. A nice bolo one, so that's one that kind of like what cowboys would wear, but they wouldn't wear this style, but the fixture is like that. So that's a little sparkly flower. That's quite nice. That's one I'd sell. And is that another one? It is indeed. I could do a little bundle of them together. There seems to be something written on there. Does that say Thomas Sabo? Yes, it does. Oh. Okay. So, a 925 chain, but I don't think the charm is the pendant. That's very lightweight. But yeah, that looks like it's a sterling silver Thomas Sabo chain. Fab. I'll keep that. And then that'll go into a vintage lot. Now I know downstairs I've got a bag full of all things like that, like seed beaded things like this as well. So a lot of potential boho lots like that one. That one, they'll go in it. Nice little gemstone one, but that's broken. Put that in a gemstone lot actually. And that, possibly Peruvian, isn't it? Like a tourist item. That'll go in the boho lot. That one in 2 kg. Oh, that's a chonklet, isn't it? Autumny colours. So that'll go in 2 kg. That one's got a touch of the girdle in guards, hasn't it? That's a fab clasp. But if it was Money's, it would have a tiny little tag that says Money's on it. But it's definitely got that kind of look. So this would be like a carved horn, most likely. Interesting, that's something I'd sell. Cool. That one will go in 2 kg. And we've got a scarab one. Quite modern though, I think. And all like plastic and glass bits. That won't be amber, that. Handmade, but that'll go in boho lot. That one will go in craft, it's a bit too tarnished. Fun. Who's that by? It's Laura Ashley one. Nice colours of green. That's kind of, I think someone might like that one. They're nice as well. Just plastic, but I like that little colour combination. But that'll go in 2 kg. So we've got some vintage bits. So we've got the Courting Lovers. And then that's lovely on the back, isn't it? I like that. So yeah, that's something I'd sell separately. And then that looks like a bit of aventurine. That'll go in a gemstone lot. And then this is probably resin. It might glow a little bit. Yeah, it does glow a bit, but I don't think it's actual amber. And can I see seam marks? Possibly, yeah, I think I can see seam marks. That'll go in a vintage lot. And then a lovely big glass heart. I do like that one. Polish that up a bit, I think, and that might go in a whatnot show, like in the colourful show, because I think that would be quite suitable. That's nice. Got some jingly janglies, accessorize, but quite well worn, but some of the beads are still quite nice. That'll go in craft. That'll go in 2 kg. Oh, a big chunky chain, but it's very lightweight. That'll go in a vintage lot. Use this next. Kind of like a deco style collar one, little choker, a slider. Quite pretty. But that'll go in 2 kg. Even though it is the season for it, like with Halloween and stuff, very vampy. Plastic beads there, and plastic faux pills as well. That'll go in vintage. Another vintage plastic one, lightweight lucite, Hong Kong. Vintage lot. And then these are some little, maybe pyrite stones. And faux pills. I quite like that. Yeah, I don't mind that. I might keep that aside and sell that one. And these ones are all glass beads, glass teardrops and tube beads. 2 kg for that one. I'm quite brutal sometimes. I mean, you can sell pretty much anything. That's cool. It looks like, see, it's got suspended bits in it, in the resin. There's Marks and Spencer's. And sometimes you might look at things and go like, oh, you could sell that. But I'm trying to be very selective, you know. That's kind of cute, but that'll go in a vintage lot. And also it means that the lots that people get from me, they're like, wow, there's cool stuff in there. That's a bit of amethyst. Needs a little bit of a clean up, but that's quite nice. Lovely size to them as well, so a nice layering one. That'll probably end up in a whatnot show. Oh, and those beads are lovely, aren't they? Glorious. Yeah, I like how they put the orange in between as well. I like that. That might go in a whatnot show as well. Like in the autumnal one. Another vintage gold tone long one. A lot. I like the clacking of this one. That'll go in 2 kg. These are plastic, need to look like agate. That'll go in a vintage lot. Use this Amelie, big bold glass. Might keep that for a show. That's plastic made to look like moss agate. That'll go in a lot. Little purple teardrop, Marks and Spencer's, and 2 kg. And a lightweight Luxor steel vintage one for a vintage lot. Ooh. That might be garnet. I think so. That definitely looks like garnet, doesn't it? Sid is turned on. Naughty Sid. Oh, but he's all twisted. Ain't that the truth? Hold on. Let me untwist his fandango. There we go. Shall we have a quick look? Yep, that is indeed garnet, and we might as well test that one. And that one is indeed amethyst. And there we go. So we've got a garnet and an amethyst strand. Lovely. They're definitely going to go into Whatnot Show, I think. Got a vintage plastic one. I'll go into a lot. And this one is accessorized. We'll go into kilos. That's got some real pearls and some nice crackle glass, some crystals and things. Someone might like that one. Nice and colourful, lovely beads. That might be a quartz in there. Yep, there we go. Straight into quartz. What about these little ones? No, they are glass. But yeah, these ones, they are a gemstone. So yeah, and we'll put them into a show as well. Nice. And then these ones, I think, are plastic. And of course it's got something caught on it, because that's what they do. Sorry, you're going in craft anyway, so get off. Come on. That's one way to solve the problem. So that one I'll go in 2 kg. And that one's going in craft. I remember a few years ago, maroon and pink were really in. And I had a necklace very similar to this. Oh, what does that say? Made in Italy. No brand, but I do still love that colour combination. I think it's really nice. And a nice alternative autumnal kind of look as well. So I like that. I might put that in an autumn Whatnot show. That's a fun purple beastie. Express. I don't know who that is. That's going in 2 kg. That looks like some carnelian. I'll probably put that in an autumn show maybe. Nice vintage one. I like these little knot twists. That's cool. A plain little black one. Little rondelles. That'll go in a vintage lot. And that's it. The lot from the first bag. So I reckon we can maybe do 2 bags. Why not? Why not, eh? So we've got a vintage Little blue station one. Ah, goes down to a little point there. It's a really nice colour blue. It's almost like a London blue topaz, which is one of my favourites. I like that. Yep, I like that one. And then a copper tone one. That's cute, but that'll go in 2 kg. And then this little vintage one for a lot. Oh, look at these beads. Now this isn't proper Venetian wedding cake, but it's almost. I think this is probably like a 1950s, 60s version of them. See, they're not quite as well made as the Venetian wedding cake ones. Wedding cake ones would have like proper roses like piped onto it and stuff, but that is still rather lovely, so that will go into a show as well. This is by Coast, a nice sparkly set. Because it's a set, I might keep that separately. That could be handy. That's beautiful coloured glass on there. Not so keen on the little heart that's on it. Magnetic clasp. No, I'll put that in 2 kg. I know I'm ruthless, right? Wow. That's a bonkers one. That's going in 2 kg. What's this purple one that looks... Ooh. That's nice and cold. So that's promising. But then what is going on here? Okay. So we've got all these crackle beads, which are probably going to be a quartz. I would prefer it if the gold chains weren't on it, to be honest. You know? If it was just one strand, but that is indeed. So it's going into quartz amethyst. It's a shame it's not signed, because if you put that much of a gemstone into something, but then it could be, see how it's strung, it could be handmade item possibly. Because those shapes of beads, they look a bit Lola Rose style, don't they? But that's cool. I mean, that's definitely going to go into a show. Nice faux pearls and little crystals on that one. Nice almost peridot colour. That'll go into 2 kg lot. And we've got a vintage Celtic cross, a little bit of wear, unsigned, but that'll go into a Celtic lot. This is cool. So we've got some bezel set crystals. It's not the finest of finishes to it because they haven't closed all of the jump rings properly, and there's no make to it, so I think it's a more modern version of a vintage style. So it's got potential. I'll keep it aside, it's just not brilliant. And then this I'm just going to put in craft because that looks like it's peeling everywhere and stuff, but people can use the fixtures maybe. Right, next chonky bag. So as you can tell, a lot of these are just going to go straight into 2 kg lots. There might be some 2 kg lots that are literally just necklaces at this point. That one is a bit worn. I'm going to put that in craft. What's this with a tag still on it? 2 kg. And that one's going in craft, broken, but they can use definitely the panels. Accessorize. That's got some nice little dangles on it, just like your dad. Ew. Nice colour combination on that, but it is very worn, isn't it? So I'll put that in craft. And some little flowery pearlies, or pearly flowers, whichever way you think. That's going in 2 kg. That one looks kind of interesting. Toggle clasp. Is it branded at all? And these little hearts. It looks a little bit like something like All Saints might do, but no. 2 kg for that. And some glass hearts on there and little leaves. Quite pretty. But that'll probably go in 2 kg. I'm looking to see if the links are soldered. But no, 2 kg for that one. Nice big flowery plastic beaded one, 2 kg. And then this one looks like it's lucite. Vintage one, so I'll go in a vintage lot. Might test that one for silver, because that looks like a bit of coral and a bit of lapis. Maybe some dyed sodalite. There might be some turquoise beads in there. Might be a low grade silver perhaps. That'll go in craft. These will go in pearly lot. And hands are absolutely stinking. Right, let's get some chonkers out. That's a bright one, isn't it? Big bright plastic fun, but that'll go in 2 kg. And some glass ones. That one's wood and plastic, and then there's horrible glittery plastics that I don't like at all. No. See, if these had the occasional like nice striped beads of like the orange and black, that would be kind of fun. But as is, no, and it's a bit unclean. So that goes in craft. The Marks and Spencer's one. For 2 kg. And then this, that's some kind of jasper, and then some kind of coral or bone, I'm not sure. On a sterling silver clasp by the looks of it. Unusual, so we'll keep that aside. Very weird. I like that green on there, but just plastic, so that goes in 2 kg. That's an odd one, isn't it? Plastic again. I would prefer if it was glass. But 2 kg for that. A little faux pearl, padlock and key, missing some bits. That goes in craft. A bonkers flowery one. Oof. Needs a bit of a clean up, but otherwise okay. Goes in 2 kg, which the bag is nearly falling over now. And a vintage plastic one from Hong Kong. That's cool, fun colours, like lime green. And another lightweight one, multi-strand, vintage. Oh, I've got an itchy back. That's better. And what's going on here? Oh, it's got a bit of verdigris on that. I'll put them in craft. And that one, some wear to the beads. Oh, I like those beads. Another Hong Kong plastic one. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Very lightweight. But that's a bit more fun. That'll go in a vintage lot. That's all that one. Oof. So these, yep, plastic. Kind of like that colour. That's sort of an autumnal colour, but Not the kind of thing I'd put in my whatnot show though. Oh. They look like they should be huge, chunky, heavy gemstones, don't they? But they're plastic. That's such a shame. Such a shame. I would have loved to have them to be gemstones, but never mind. That'll go in 2 kg. And what about these? These feel dirty, but they feel like glass as well. Nice Hubble glass. Possibly, yeah. They will need restringing, unfortunately. So I'll put that in a vintage broken knot. Or I might try and restring it myself. I might keep that aside as Project Lex, perhaps. Ooh, that's all blue pretty crystals, very Ice Queen. That'll go in a lot. And that one I'm just going to put in craft. There's going to be some broken ones in here soon. That one, the chain's a bit mank. I'm putting that in craft. Here we go, look. Broken. Ooh. It's a cool boho one. Some nice red glass and wooden beads. That'll go in the boho lot. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be malachite when I saw it, but no, it's just a very lightweight plastic. Shame. Oh well, never mind. And that one's a bit too worn. That'll go in vintage. That one just needs a clean up, but that'll go in 2 kg. When I say things need a clean up, I also won't be doing the cleaning up either. That'll go into a kid's lot. Oh, whoa. Blimey, hold on. These are all plastic. What does that say? Raison d'etre, so reason for living. Is it, does that say, will it say made in France on there somewhere? Sometimes they do on the insides of these clasps. So obviously that is something for me to look up, just in case that is a thing. It might be a thing, it's just plastic, but you know, something to research. And then it looks like all of that is broken in there. I will untangle this last one. I'm not going to pour the beads out, obviously, but that one is going to go into 2 kg. Right, well, we've got a couple of little bits to test here. My hands feel absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. After all that, I'm pretty sure that is going to be a 925 clasp on there. That looks pretty good to me. I'm not going to test the Thomas Sabo one. That looks pretty good to me. However, clasp on that one, that's looking good. And then we'll test the beads. It's looking promising. Yep, yes indeed, all turning bright red. Nice. So from that bag we have got, I mean, what is that? Coral. It must be some kind of coral and jasper. And then that one's coral, and then it looks like the beads are silver with some sodalite and possibly lapis lazuli. Well, that one looks like lapis and that one looks like sodalite, so who knows. And then potentially some turquoise or some dyed howlite, maybe a mixture of both in there, and a Thomas Sabo chain, which I will probably, I'm sure I've got probably a pendant, a Thomas Sabo pendant or charm that can go with, perhaps. And then, yeah, some bits to research and stuff, and some nice bits for shows, which is cool. So, I know, right? So catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.